Let's continue to delve deeper in this incredible sugya of hard work, bitochen, and how they married together in the world of the Torah. The Chovos HaLevavos in Shara Bitochen lays out what the life of a working person who has bitochen in Hashem should look like. And I'd like to learn together with you a few crucial paragraphs in Perek Daled. Val Eize Ponim Sheyiyeh, whichever way it works out, says the Chovos HaLevavos, Ra'oi lo lis'asek b'sibois. It's befitting for a person, it's correct for a person to toil in the things which will provide a livelihood for you. V'al yarpe mechazer aleim. Don't ever be lazy in searching after these causes of your livelihood, these endeavors. The Chovos HaLevavos says, and he's talking about a person who's got incredible bitochen in Hashem, never be lazy. Bitochen is never an excuse or license to desist from hard work. That's his words. Ro lis'asek b'sibos, you must work. V'al yarpe mechazer aleim, never be lazy in seeking out your livelihood. And he has one condition for that. Obviously, the means that you seek out to earn your livelihood must fit you. They must fit with your interests. They must fit with your physical makeup, your intellectual capability. It must be a job which fits who you are, and it must be a job that enhances your emunah in Hashem and builds for you an eternal world, not chas v'sholem, a profession or a endeavor which is dishonest, which is going to ruin your spiritual life. That's the only condition. And you should have no smatterings of laziness at all in that area. That's absolutely clear in the Chovos HaLevavos. Kasher kidamti, ve'yiftach al zeh al Elokav. And then there's still a place for bitochen. You should trust in Hashem on this. Shelo ya'azvayu, ve'lo ya'arpayu, ve'lo yis'atem imen. That Hashem won't desert you. He won't be lazy in His dealings of you. He won't let you go. He'll never turn a blind eye from you. Shenemar toiv Hashem lema'ois b'yom tzara v'yodea choisevoi. So he's not talking about a person who doesn't have bitochen. He's talking about a person who does have bitochen. And the Chovos HaLevavos says, never desist from pursuing a livelihood. And there should be no inkling of any laziness in that pursuit. Bitochen is never an excuse or heter to be lazy in your pursuit of a livelihood. The Chovos HaLevavos gives an example, a very practical, obvious example, and he says as follows. Kasher yaish leba'al ha'adama lachrosh oisha. Just like someone who owns a field must plow that field. Ulenakoisim inakoitzim, and he needs to de-weed it, get rid of all the thorns. Ulazora, and then he has to plant the seeds into it. Ulashkoisa, and he has to water it. If he's blessed to have resources of water at his disposal, he has to do that work. And he has to have trust in Hashem for the things which are out of his hands, that the seeds should grow, that they should be protected from any type of plague, locusts, cold, frost. And that his grain should grow abundantly. The bitochen comes there when there's no longer an influence that his hands can have. He has the bitochen in Hashem, that Hashem will bless the work of his hands. That Hashem should bless him. It's not right for him to leave the land fallow without any work to prepare the soil, without any planting. Why? Because he has bitochen that Hashem has made a decree that the land will flourish and grow without him actually planting it beforehand. That's just not a mahalach, he says. In a farming life, obviously if you're a farmer you'd see that, but why in our business life do we think in the most ridiculous way that bitochen will replace our hard work? It doesn't replace it if you were a farmer. No one would think that a field would flourish without fertilizing, cleaning it of all the the thorns and weeds that were there, planting it, watering it. No one would think it would grow. That bitochen could replace that hard work. Never, he says. You have to work hard. And then there's going to be a part which is out of your hands, and there you have to have bitochen in Hashem, that when you've done what you can to the best of your abilities with no atzlus at all, that Hashem will bless the work of your hands in the areas which are totally out of your hands. And Chaim, he says, Ba'ale HaMelocha, V'aschoira, V'aschiros. It's no different a person who's got a trade, a person who's got a business. Mutzuvim lechazer al hateref bahem im habitochen v'elokim. You've got two contradictory things. You commanded, instructed, you must work. And accompanying that work, you need to have bitochen. Ki hateref b'yado reshus. At the end of the day, your livelihood, it's in Hashem's hands. He controls it all. We haven't yet explored clearly the role of bitochen. The Chovos HaLevavos has given us a little taste that bitochen comes into the area where you have no ability to influence yourself with the work of your own hands. We're going to explore much further its role, but one thing's clear. The Chovos HaLevavos says, just like we learned in Eov, just like we learned in Mishlei, bitochen never replaces hard work. When I say hard work, I don't always mean sweat and, building and construction and muscles. Hard work means applying your mind, doing the job in the best way that you possibly can, thinking about it, planning it, coming up with a plan and executing a plan which really seems viable, that's got a great chance of success, that you can sell to other people to invest in. That's hard work. I'd like to share with you a dilemma that we had in our business, which I think is very enlightening in this topic. We started a new business and unfortunately fell in love with the name before we checked out what domains were available. And the domain was taken on the .com domains. The other options available to us was a .uk domain, which we bought. It was available, very cheap, and we secured that. The real domains that we wanted were .co or .io, and .co was like a neutral, worldwide. It would give a sense that we could service a client anywhere in the world. The problem is, both of those domains were held by people who wanted to sell them, and they wanted a fortune of money for them. And I was caught in this dilemma. Is it worth spending that money on those domains? Or should I just stick with the .uk domain? Build it from there. We'd overcome that limitation on every sales call and move forward. I grappled with that for a few days, and in the process had incredible horrors for myself about what was holding me back from those decisions. Stinginess, wanting to do what's right for the business, not wanting to lose a negotiation with some of the domain holders. And I wanted to share those horrors with the guys in my share on a Tuesday morning who I've told you about. So I went to them and I presented to them dilemma with the intention of sharing with them my own horrors in my difficulty in making those decisions and where my midas actually affected that decision and were going to affect the decision in a negative way. And instead of doing what was right for the business, I was going to do that which would cost me less or which would make me feel like I beat the person I was negotiating on. I put the question to them, what should I do? And one of the guys in the share answered to me and he said, just change the domain name from your actual name, put a ma in front of it, or put an I in front of it, or put it services at the end of it and get a .com. So it's not exactly the name, but at the end of the day, Hashem provides your livelihood for you and it'll make absolutely no difference. I flipped at him. Because Hashem provides your livelihood. That gives you an excuse not to apply your mind to try and come up with the best solution and just to come up with a little cheap solution to put a ma in front or services at the back without even thinking that if your name is not in the domain, will that make a difference? Go and ask an expert. Find somebody who actually knows the answer to these questions. Don't ever use your trust in God providing your livelihood as an excuse for you not to apply your mind properly to a business problem and not to put in the requisite effort in implementing your strategy in solving that business problem. Where is there place for bitochen then? That is what we're going to explore in the upcoming shiur.